Okay, hello everyone. I hope you're doing fine. This is Iman again with you for another video. Since last week we talked about emotions and we talked about the impact of what we eat on how we feel, I decided today to talk about food, health, and entertainment. And when I decided to talk about food, I have to tell you that it is important to differentiate between dairy products, between vegetables and fruits, and especially their uses in cultures. Because, for example, in Morocco and in other countries or in other Arab countries, we consider, for example, tomatoes to be a vegetable or a kind of veggies. We consider cucumber to be veggies, bell pepper to be kind of vegetables as well. While they are, like scientifically speaking, there are kinds of fruits. Yeah, they are fruits because their composition looks like fruits and they have the same, say, the same characters or the same characteristics as fruits. That's number one. When we talk about food, entertainment, and health, we should also talk about the cooking modes or the the cooking modes, like half cooked, well cooked, poached, especially if we're talking about eggs. All this has to do with cultures, and all this has to do with other vocabulary that any student of English should know. Because what I have noticed so far is that, for example, when we talk about food and drinks in the unit, especially if we're talking about common core students, they find it uneasy or difficult to relate it to real life. Like, aside from talking about recipes and talking about differentiating between categories of food and drinks, they say, what do we need this for? So a basic thing when you are teaching your students or teaching anybody a language, you have to teach also food and drinks related to uh, every culture, or at least what we call the common senses around eating. Like, for example, differentiating between the kitchen modes or the cooking modes, like half cooked, well cooked, poached, what we call in French flambe. And also we have to specify, or we have to make it obvious that um, cooking or drinking and eating food is related to cultures. Because okay, for example, when we say that meat can englobe, or yeah, can englobe, or can take beef, uh, yeah, can take beef, fish, and chicken. We don't know other kinds of meat. Or, for example, if we're eating, like in Morocco, snails, what is that like? uh, Again, we talk here about, for example, the 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 frogs for other cultures. We talk about, like, various kinds of meats, and within the meat itself,